Camera's kind of like it.
Hey everybody, stop it. Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, or no, it's not Tuesday, it's Sunday.
It's kind of like crooked.
Well, I put you in charge of adjusting the camera. Are you happy? Are you happy now?
I've been drinking beer.
Yeah, you have been.
So
happy Sunday, Steve.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
You got a haircut?
I did that last week.
Okay, well, you wear hats
so much. And I got them all cut.
All of them?
Yeah.
Well, I was using hair plural, but you just couldn't quite understand that.
Yeah.
You don't have to say hairs, but yeah. So tell us about your week.
My great week started off on Sunday last week, actually.
Oh, good.
And it got really, really good about Sunday, about 7 or 8 o'clock, and then it's been kind of weird since then, but we'll go with it.
Okay, I'm going to ask, but I'm first going to do an intro. Of course, I'm Kate Dillon from Crate Insider, and I'm sitting here today with Steve Hendren from Hendren Racing Engines, and we love to check in on our Sunday show on Unsealed to answer people's questions, tech questions, and compare notes and tell us about our weeks.
In weird honesty.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's live, so I mean...
We just roll with it.
Yeah, we're not promoting anybody or anything other than maybe me or you. But.
Well, we would promote all the things, but I'm going to have to ask you, so tell me, you said last Sunday, around 7 or 8 o'clock, that night, your week changed, and I have no idea where you're going with that. I'm a little afraid.
Yeah, I don't want to go there because it's kind of family stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hopefully we're down one crazy person, and we'll go from there.
That was raw. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, it looks like we're already getting some questions.
Well, cool.
So tell me,
and your computer is 7% complete trying to fire up. So.
It's working on updates right now.
Can you read the questions on there? Or maybe your phone?
Yeah. I'll be able to get on a phone in just a moment. But I'm going to tell you about my week. Oh. I was waiting for you to ask me, but since you're not going to...
You got your other eye hole fixed.
I don't know why you call it an eye hole, but yes, I did. I have a bionic eyes now. So
you can now see.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's just a little bit of a struggle. Still, my vision's still adjusting, so super tiny text is, you're trying to here, just read this, and I was like, Can you just read it to me? It was the back of your driver's license.
Kind of an issue, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still working through that. But overall, I'll tell you, it's weird. When it gets to be nighttime, and it's I feel like there's something in my eye, because it's all, still inflamed or whatever. So I'm all it's time for me to take out my contacts. Oh, wait, I don't have contacts. I have this whole pile of glasses upstairs that I'll be taking into my eye doctor to donate this week. 4 pairs of eyeglasses.
Yeah, so you're fixed up.
Yeah, I am. I'm excited about that. All right. Well, I think we're going to bail on the computer, but I have a question that came in from our contact us form on the website.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and kick off with some questions.
That's fun.
I have a feeling we're going to be right back to doing a lot of fuel questions and things like we normally do.
Yeah.
But especially if you have anything that's not fuel related, I'm more interested in that.
Well, I actually had a fuel conversation this week with Klotz.
Oh, yes.
So,
I did have a little preview of that.
Talked to my friend Jeff there, who's
the engineer
guy? And said, hey, man, here's what we're running right now. I mean, can you make us some better E85 than what we're already running? So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Hopefully John Klotz, who's a good friend of mine, and yours too. Hopefully they kind of step up and bring it to the next level, so to speak.
Well, you've liked their E85. You liked it a lot.
No, we tested it several years ago.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was the best stuff we've ever seen. So
right, out of E85.
If they can pull that off, and
well, honestly, I'm going to be more concerned about the price point.
I mean, I talked to Jeff about it, and price point's kind of is what it is right now as far as E85 goes, and I think they can probably come in there maybe a little more expensive because they're going to use Klotz is known for using the highest quality base of everything, whether it's oil or everything else or fuel. Yeah. And might be a little more expensive, but I think they'll pull it off.
Okay, cool.
So,
I'm sure we'll have those
and I'm
conversations.
highly encouraging them to do that.
Yeah, well, and we already have. I know it's August. I was about to say it was July, but I know it's August. But PRI plans have begun, so we're
Yes.
already
Oh,
we've
absolutely.
already planned.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
already going to meet for dinner. We already have
Got
dinner
hotel
plans.
rooms, we got dinner plans, we got everything
Yeah.
going on. So.
Yep. I just need to reserve flights at this
Yep.
point.
Yeah.
So there's good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, first question here,
Mm-hmm.
Steve, and I know we got a couple more coming in. So this was one that I screenshotted from our contact us
Yep.
form, and then I'll go over onto the
Okay.
to Facebook. But here, does running a fuel pump and power steering off the rear of the motor save horsepower?
I have not seen that to be true. No. I don't think it matters either way. That being said, I prefer everything off the back just because it gets everything out of the way. I mean, you can go crank the water pump on your front drive. You don't have a fuel pump being heated up by the engine temperature. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a better deal as far as like on the dyno or on our chassis dyno. I have not seen a difference either way, but I prefer the belt drive on the back.
I know you do, and then as a follow-up question, because usually these questions kind of come in tandem with one another, is what about the difference between V-belt and serpentine if you run a series where you have to run everything off the front?
Again, I have not seen a difference in that. I mean, on our chassis dyno before, I've taken serpentine belts off and V-belts off and like made a pass on the dyno to see what the difference is in power, and honestly, it's negligible. So.
Okay.
I mean, V-belt, serpentine. I prefer the serpentine because I think it's a cleaner setup. But, I mean, V-belt, serpentine, it just really doesn't make a difference. Same thing with water pumps. I mean, I use primarily like 8817?
It is the Edelbrock
pump.
8817.
I use it. I use it primarily on everything we do because I have never had one fail. I've had other brands.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've had other brands fail like brand new. So that's the one we use. Again, on the dyno, disconnect the belts. Never seen a difference. So.
Gotcha. Well,
if we're not turning a fan.
Okay. Well, one difference would be that you have with a V-belt, you'd have two belts versus a serpentine where you just have one. So you've got now two failure points rather than one. I don't know if that makes a difference.
I mean, most everything now has a skid plate on dirt, so it's not like a big deal. So I mean, either one. Use either or is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I don't need to hear you in stereo.
Yeah, you don't.
So I'm going to get some questions here. So let's see. We've got, see if I go back in time here. I don't know which ones were first, so pardon me for not really knowing which ones were first here. But Jeff is asking, he says, fuel pressure is jumping all over the place when sitting at idle. 604 on E85, CV pump, regulator, stealth carb with return line. Mm-hmm. When give it fuel, it holds at 7 to 8 PSI. Air and system, should I be worried?
No, I mean, if it's jumping all over, I'm assuming you're running like a block mount pump. So what you're seeing is normally going to be the fluctuation in it's like a, how do I explain it? It's normally when you see that kind of thing on your gauge, I mean, your gauge is like bouncing doing this crap until you're full throttle, and then usually it's normally steady. But what you're seeing is like the pulse of the pump.
Okay.
Now, if it's doing that on a belt-driven pump,
I think we're talking. I mean, if we're talking about a CV pump, we're probably talking about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's going to be block mounted.
But there are spin belt drive pumps. So
right, but we're talking about crate motors
normally
here. 604.
Normally a block mounted pump, you're like looking at it's basically the pulsation of the pump. So long as it's steady at full throttle, I mean you're fine.
Okay, great. Okay, I think I figured out which way the comments were here.
Okay.
So Tyler's asking Super Bowl carb versus standard carb. Well, here's the thing about Super Bowls. The Super Bowls can be put on to any 4150 carb. So if you have, whether you've got a stealth, I mean, in fact, Stealth and Willys, I mean, those guys are good friends.
Yes.
So they're working on some stuff together even. So it's not like you're, I am not a fan of where you take one piece of advice from here and another piece of advice from here that can be conflicting, and then you try to put together this like Franken mess of how you're going to run your race program. But the truth is, when it comes to carburetors, the Super Bowl system is basically an accessory. So it's something you can add to any of your 4150 style carbs. So whether it's a Stealth, a Willys, it could be even a standard Holley pump or a David Smith, a Holley carburetor, or a David Smith, a Hendren carburetor. I mean, any of them you could add the Super Bowls onto.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, I think the Super Bowl is like probably the best thing ever that came about in racing, next to maybe the steering wheel. So
yeah.
it essentially eliminates all the carburetor issues. I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you're having a carburetor issue, it's going to be with like the float and the needle and seat and things like that, and it does away with all that stuff.
Or running rich, or running lean.
If it's, now here's what I'll say: if it's in your budget to do this, to do the Super Bowl, I would definitely do it. Mm-hmm. If it's not, I don't think it's a difference between winning and losing on an average Saturday night.
No, I think it's a big difference between not dinking around with your carburetor all night.
Essentially, you never worry about the thing, and you go race. So.
Yep. Well, Scott's saying hi from California and asking me how my eyes are. They're recovering, so that's good. One is really good shape.
You still have one hole in your eye, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, actually, I have holes in both.
I mean, literally.
No, for real.
Well, tell them what you did.
So I had it's called cataract surgery, but truthfully, in my case, I didn't have cataracts. So they dilated my pupil, and they took out my natural lens, and they put in a synthetic lens. So for me, and honestly, I thought this would be like almost like having contacts that are permanent.
Right.
It's not exactly that. It takes a little bit of recovery, but I did that because I need multifocal vision. So I need to see close, I need to see a computer, and I need to see far away.
So it didn't hurt.
And I was having issues.
It didn't hurt.
I didn't even do anesthetic.
Didn't even know it happened, practically.
Well, you knew it happened, but
when they pulled your natural lens out and put another one in.
Yeah, there was no pain. It's just like, oh my gosh, there's somebody digging around in my eye and there's a weird noise. And I'm looking at a really bright light, like the aliens that came after me or something. Yeah. But it was crazy because when they put the lens in, the new one, I went from just having like this blurry, seeing light in a super blurry way. Like I knew exactly when they took out my natural lens. And the world didn't go black. Right. It just went like super fuzzy white. And they put the other one, and it was like seeing a grid. It was kind of crazy. Tori says now that, so my assistant Tori, she says she can look at me at just the right angle, and you can tell that there's like a glimmer, like I have a cyborg eye. So be curious. So
you now have a glimmer in your eye.
Oh, I do. I do. And you know what? I'm totally prepared for the zombie apocalypse because, it reminds me of one of my favorite. Did you ever watch The Twilight Zone when you were a kid?
Did I watch The Twilight Zone? Of course.
Okay. Well, one of my favorite episodes is the nerdy guy who works like at the bank, and there's the big apocalypse, so he locks himself in the safe, and he gets out and realizes he's like the only person left on the face of the planet, and he just wants to read. That's all he wanted to do is read books, and he sits down to read a book, and his glasses fall off, and they break. And that was so sad.
It's pretty screwed.
Finally, it is that law of unintended consequences, or, like, getting a wish from a genie.
So pretty much you're like, zombie apocalypse happens, you've got your food here, which you did a video on that this week.
I did, yep.
You got your food and you got your perfect vision.
I do, so I am one step closer to survival. Yep.
There you go.
Okay. All right, here's one. All right, Brendan asks, what are your thoughts on VR1 oil? I'm kinda a racer on a budget, and I get a good price on it through my work. I don't know VR1.
No, VR1's Valvoline. So, my thought on oil is any name brand oil is going to protect your engine just fine. I mean, if you're looking for 2 horsepower here or 3 horsepower there, then you might want to reconsider what you're using for oil. But, I mean, that's usually not the difference between winning and losing a race. So, yeah, your VR1 is going to protect your engine just fine. I mean, literally any name brand oil is going to do that job.
Yeah, I mean, even like we use Mobil 1 pretty much as a benchmark standard.
Well, Mobil 1's been around for years, and they've, it's an amazing oil. I mean, you even talk to Bucket at Daytona 1.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell you it's amazing oil. Can he make it a little bit better? Yes. But does it need to be better as far as protecting your engine? No.
No.
It does the job. And the same thing's going to be with the VR1. So.
Gotcha. All right, Chris says, hi, y'all. And Gary says, hello from Claudeville. Claudeville? I don't know where that is. I don't know where Claudeville is.
I don't know where that.
It's kind of like...
Never heard of Claudeville.
I don't know. If my name was Clyde, I'd be all like, hey, I'm going to have to move there because... I would move there after the fact and say, yeah, you know what?
Right.
I'm a badass. They named the town after me.
Right.
All right. Gary asks, have y'all ever ran pink carbs? I know some guys that do.
Yeah,
Bill Pink.
Yeah, I've got quite
Nice
a few
guy.
asphalt customers who use his carburetors. Good carburetor. Got nothing better or bad to say about Bill at all. I mean, he makes a damn good carburetor.
Yeah,
whether
really
it's gas or
knowledgeable.
E85, I got a couple, dirt customers use his carbs. So yeah, there's no problem.
Yeah, and we've talked about getting together, and sometimes these are just things that just take time, or like, oh yeah, that's right, I need to probably give him a call, and and then the COVID happened. But I talked to Bill on a number of occasions, and very, very knowledgeable.
No, Bill makes good.
Yep.
Yeah, makes a good carburetor. So I got no problem with that.
Okay, here we go. So Daniel says, what final gear ratio would be best for a 602 crate and a Power Glide 1.76 trans for a 3/8 mile track? Thanks,
oh, good Lord.
Thanks if you could help any.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, gear ratios are so specific to a track, aren't they?
the thing with crates is like really sensitive. So, I mean, back when, well, I guess I haven't raced in like 5 years, which is pretty pathetic. But at any rate, back when I was like running a lot, like our normal Friday night track, I would have, of course it's like specific to like what the track conditions are like and everything else. And we had gears between gears that we custom ordered.
Oh.
Because it would be, the difference between fast time and winning a main event, or second fast time winning a main event, was, literally like 0.4 of a point in gear. And it, unfortunately, that's a hard question to answer. Honestly, like some of the guys maybe are watching who run 602s on here could probably answer that better than I could. Because me personally, I've never run a 602.
Okay.
I've got tons of customers who do. Mm-hmm. But if I gave you an answer, it would be based on a 604 or super late model, which is what I grew up racing. But I don't know, honestly. And hate to not give you an answer on the show here, but that's kind of how it is.
And
I'd rather not give you an answer than give you the wrong answer. I'll put it that way.
yeah. Jay says, hello, and how is the weather? Well, it's actually not too bad outside, but it seemed like it's being kind of sketchy. So it was raining a few hours ago.
We decided to do the show in here, yeah.
Yeah, and also with the sunshine. We do have a light on just because the other way we're not too, like, you can actually see it in the... There we go. You can see it. There's the light.
Wait, there's the halo
I can see it.
above my
It's right
head.
there. Oh.
Check that out.
Wow.
I'm angelic now.
Yeah, you are. It's like being touched by an angel.
That's right.
Yeah, if you do that, then I can say I'm touched by an angel.
Yes.
God, that takes you back, doesn't it? Yeah, it's warm outside. It was raining earlier, so we had both. It's hot and it's raining.
Yeah.
full North Carolina. Okay, let's see. And that said, thank you. And I'm not sure.
You got a question on here.
Oh, okay.
You want me to like?
Yeah. You
Show
can
my
show
phone?
me. Show me. Yeah. Or you can even read it out.
Well,
There we go. He says because he didn't really want his
I'll
name
let you
out
read
there. 602 crate with 6200 chip rule. Would methanol be a better choice over Sunoco 260 GT Plus or Crate Elite?
all day long.
Yeah, methanol.
All day long, methanol.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not worried about rear percentage burn off, then methanol. Anytime you can run methanol is the 100% best way to go.
Yeah. It's always going to be our answer, I think.
Oh, no,
It's been the
beyond a
answer for
doubt.
25, 50
and,
years, whatever.
And honestly, even though it's a low, methanol loves compression ratio. So, like, the higher compression ratio the engine is, the better off you are with methanol, the more torque you can produce. But like even like a 9-to-1 engine like the 602 or 604, I mean, you're producing torque. You might not produce this, more top end horsepower, but the low end torque, yeah. Methanol, if it's legal, I'm on that shit all day long.
All day. So Gary's from Claudeville. He says he's about 15 minutes from Ararat Racetrack.
Oh, yeah, I raced at Ararat like twice.
Oh, is that it? Where's the Ararat at? Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right across the border from, just literally like right across the border from North Carolina.
Nice.
So, yeah, I raced at Ararat a couple times. That was a good little short. Now, this is like back in the day, so it was like 5-6 years ago, something like that. So
5-6 years ago is back in the day now.
now it is.
Okay.
For me, because I'm getting effing old, so.
You are. You're going to have a big old birthday party coming up soon.
Yeah, I got the big one coming up.
Yep. Do you want to
Half
share?
century.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big 5-0. See,
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll ever admit that. I think I'll be on the downside of 50-something before I ever even admit that I'm 50.
Well, you like brought up me like getting my hair cut.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I forgot to do? Stop at freaking Rite Aid and get my Just for Men gel to like make my hair not so gray.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a vain son of a bitch, so.
You are. You are. It's all right though. So am
Yeah.
I. I'm getting hair is this week.
Yeah, you yeah, you got like that shit like ripping
I
up
know.
right there.
I
Right
know.
in
I know.
the-
There's a whole bunch of them.
right in
Yeah.
the crevice.
There really is.
Yeah.
There really is.
Yeah.
So, yep, getting her done.
Yep.
Yep. So I had to go through, eye rehabilitation. Now it's gonna be hair. Then,
Yeah.
then probably have a dentist appointment sometime, and then more Botox. I will own it. I don't care.
So you got your eyes did, you're gonna get your hair did, then you get your teeth did, and then you're gonna get your face did.
Yep,
is what you're
exactly. Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Gary's asking, crate or built motor in a street stock?
I assume you're talking Crate Racing USA, and if you are, I would personally go crate all day long.
Smooth, and it now in that rules package, isn't it the deal where if you've got a built motor, you have to run a 2-barrel carburetor?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can't keep up. We have 70 different rules.
I actually had a good customer of mine on the dyno. Oh gosh, it would have been like a month ago. Jeff Robinson, and he had a 2-barrel Crate USA spec type engine built, and we essentially, the thing ran good. I mean, it was really good engine. I didn't build it; somebody else built it, and it ran just fine. But essentially, what you're giving up on the 2-barrel versus what you actually made for power on that spec engine, 602 all day long.
Gotcha.
And he ultimately switched. So.
Well, I'm just going to be straight up biased because I am the CEO of CrateInsider.com. So.
Well, I'm not being biased. I'm not giving 100% like accurate facts. I mean, to me, if we had not dynoed that deal, it may have been a toss-up.
Yeah.
For me. I mean, in this same conversation, 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago.
Well, I think the point is, what they're trying to do is to make them so they can have like an equal level playing ground.
Well, correct.
You're not trying to give one more of an advantage over the other one necessarily. You're trying to make them as equal as you can.
No, but I would still do the crate engine all day long. I mean, you look at Gaffney a couple weeks ago when they had the, what was that, Street Stock National
Street Stock
5,000
Showdown
win
thing.
deal.
Uh-huh.
And what won it? And we're talking Gaffney. We're talking Gaffney, hammer down, don't lift, like, go as fast as you can possibly freaking go. And what won? A 602.
Yeah, you know what? There was a...
With the Profab headers on it, by the way.
Oh, not only that, but...
Got to hook up Andy on that deal.
Yeah, I will. You know what else was on that car? Your anti-reversion mufflers that are now being produced by
Well,
Profab.
that's right, yeah.
So, you guys had a slight modification compared to our previous version. And
Correct.
And just slight.
Well, I mean, we're
constantly learning.
We're dealing with somebody now, meaning Profab, who will produce these mufflers, and if tooling needs to be rebuilt, they'll actually rebuild the tooling to make these things 100% correct every time. Whereas who we were dealing with before, not so much.
Well, some of the stuff just got worn out. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So
your ratios weren't exact anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So Jerry's asking, running an open engine in an IMCA A mod. Besides restrictor plate, running throttle linkage in top holes and gearing any other ways to slow down the engine, since everything has gone dry slick on crate engines. Also on the restrictor plates, would you recommend changing jetting or timing? Thanks, I think my brother lettered a couple of your cars way back in the day in California.
Who is this?
This would be Jerry Crowley.
Oh, yeah, Rob. Yeah. Yeah, your brother definitely lettered like all my race cars actually.
There you go.
For quite a while.
So I don't deal with restrictor plates at all. So I'm not.
I mean,
contribute. And if you want to see that question there.
Well, no, I mean, I kind of get like as far as throttle linkage goes. One of my tricks back in the day when I used to race there. Well, it's not a trick; it's just how it worked out. But what you want to do is like. You're going to want to run the top hole on the throttle linkage, and then you want to run like the bottom hole on your pedal.
Okay.
And then actually what I would do back in the day, back when it was like just a steel piece of, it was like a Howe gas pedal, I'd actually like crush the steel down on the pedal and like drill more holes. And so that's one of the things that we would do. It's like top hole on the carburetor, as low as you can get on the throttle linkage.
Okay.
And what that would do would give you like a smoother. In other words, you'd have to move your foot farther to get full throttle.
Okay.
So, I would definitely go that route. Now, what was the other part of the question?
Let's see. Besides the restrictor plate, running throttle linkage and top holes and gearing, any other ways to slow down the engine since everything has gone dry slick?
I mean, honestly, the throttle's like the biggest thing.
And
to
then
me,
also,
I mean, you can like slow that down. I mean, you can like speed it up to where like your full throttle is like from here to here.
Well, and explain that because in case we're just all audio. So when you say here to here, is that 6 inches? Is it?
No, it's like a couple inches.
Okay.
So, or you can like, like I said, lower. So you got like an angle like this.
It's like a 30 degree or 45 degree angle.
Yeah. Here's your gas pedal, here's your throttle linkage up here. So as you do that, as you make that angle more increased, it slows the throttle down on the carburetor.
Okay.
So you're essentially, you go from like
Instead
here to here, full throttle, to here. So you're like pushing your leg a long way to make it full throttle.
Well, can you now explain that in audio only for our podcast listeners?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, instead of being a 90-degree angle with your pedal.
Well, it wasn't 90 degrees.
Well, I'm just saying, like if it's straight up and down, you want to have that at an increased angle so that you have to try harder.
The more angle you have the more downward angle you have between your gas pedal and your throttle linkage, the slower you open the carburetor up. In other words.
Okay.
And when you do that on dry slick conditions, it really helps. The other option would be a vacuum secondary carburetor.
Well, he was saying on his other question as part of this whole question section here is, on the restrictor plates, would you recommend changing jetting or timing?
Honestly, on the restrictor plate stuff, I really don't have an opinion. Last time I had anything to do with restrictor plates was like back in the probably late 80s at Watsonville Speedway. And honestly, I really don't remember any of the stuff that we did back then. It was kind of an anomaly at the time. So, yeah, I don't honestly, sorry, I've got no opinion on restrictor plates.
Speaking of back in the day, this takes me over to our other channel, of course, which is Racing Rewind, where we show the old races. And, I've really been putting out there into the world, hey, guys, I want to see races with Dick Schiltz. That's my dad. Because my dad had never seen himself race before. And so got helped out with Jerry Mackey and Tommy Velmer up in Iowa, sent me some tapes. And this week I posted one.
Then your dad
oh, yeah, well, I'm going to explain that. So this is the first time my dad's ever seen himself on videotape. And he finished like 12th. Or 10th or 12th, something like that. I don't know exactly.
And here's a dude who won like 185 races in his life.
148. So my dad texts me this week and he says, really, out of winning 148 races, this is the one that's on videotape. Because he's like, we went up to Minnesota, and the guys up there were running open engines.
Billy Moyer was.
Yep, so there's Billy Moyer wins the race. I mean, spoiler alert. I mean, even if you knew it, you watch it so that you watch it for the experience of it. But then you had WISSOTA guys that had a whole different rule package. Yeah. And then Dad and Ed Sanger and the guys from Iowa. Package. Yeah, they were all NASCAR package. So he was like pretty crippled going into that race in the first place. So I'm just explaining that. But I'm also just throwing it out there too. If any of you have videotapes of old races from 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, even if they're already digitized, I'd also be interested in those. But if you would like them to be on a YouTube channel and be able to see them so we can share them with the world.
I mean, that's the whole idea of the channel, is like share it with everybody.
Yeah, and we're gaining subscribers.
Well, good.
Now we've got more areas, because now you've got your California races. Then we have now Minnesota, and we'll have some Iowa races coming up this week. So pretty excited about that. And it's only taken it's only taken 40 minutes for my computer to finally start because it had updates. And, thank you, Bill Gates. All right, so back to our comments and questions here. Yeah. So Tim Pato, which I know is a friend of yours, he says, hello, did you see Pettit pulled off another one?
I did, yeah. He won last night at Watsonville. That's badass. Old Jimmy, being like the old bastard he is, can still wheel a car. So. And I'm like fucking with him.
I know. So Tori has a question for you. So Stove is vain. All right, Steve's new nickname is Stove. How do we get there? We just got it going in a conversation, and somehow you ended up becoming Stove.
Because I'm sitting next to Tori on the airplane going to Indianapolis, going to PRI this year. Yeah. And she's going to be screaming the entire way.
She is not.
No, because I'm going to be like, what's that smell? What's that sound? Oh my God, did you feel that? You watch what happens. Seriously. And even if you two sit together, I'm going to be behind you going, what was that? Did you feel that?
You're just a jerk sometimes.
I mean, somebody who's never been on an airplane, this shit's going to be freaking awesome. Trust me.
Well, at least you'll be excited to get to the airport. So, yeah. Anyway. See, Dale Timms is here. He says, pulled off another Thunder Series win last night. 6 out of 8 now. Well, thanks to Hendren Racing Engines and Crate Insider. Dale, you're the man. You're awesome.
No, Dale's a badass.
You are. You are.
I mean, who else in racing has the Dale Timms rule in a certain series?
Well, exactly. Because there's the Dale Timms rule. He has to actually put on extra weight onto his car for having a Hendren engine.
Well, and that because he's also Dale Timms. So.
I know.
So you got the Dale Timms rule, which is just the funniest thing ever, but at any rate.
Yeah. I mean, I think the closest you'd have would be the Kevin Rumley rules.
Well, it's like there's Kevin Rumley rules.
Yep.
There's
probably
Dale Timms rules and Kenny Collins rules.
Oh yeah, can't forget about Kenny and the 525s.
Oh yeah, he won last night too, actually.
Oh, awesome! I love that. Well, you guys keep on dropping your questions in here. If you've got any other comments you want us to shout out on the show here. I see Misty saying that Nathan Walker got a win Saturday night at Friendship Motor Speedway with his 602 Hendren motor.
Very good.
Yeah,
that was completely awesome.
Yeah, should we tell them the bad news about 602s?
And if you guys will actually tag our business in your post, I'll share that. I'll share it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, but you have to make it public, because me and Dale have gone like round and round on this. So like, Dale, make your shit public so I can share this.
Yeah. Well, and my big thing is I encourage race teams to have actual pages that are.
And I also saw Shane Reiner won last night.
Okay.
His 602. I'm sure I'll show up at the shop tomorrow and log into the Facebook account, and Shane will have tagged me in it, so we'll be sharing that tomorrow.
Great.
So,
great.
I think it was 3 in a row for him actually.
Did you say Shane Reiner?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome. He does such a great job of tagging us. And Dale does a good job of tagging us. His posts aren't always public.
He does. I just need to
You just like to give.
Dude, make the shit public.
Yeah. Wow, you've done really well. You've barely sworn at all this whole show.
I know.
I'm so proud of you.
It's pretty awesome because I honestly started drinking 12 o'clock today. So.
Well, yeah, you said you were planning on making your way over here at 2 o'clock, but then then that didn't happen because
No,
buddies
no,
started buying
yeah.
rounds or something.
Yeah, my buddy Donald. I smell like a French whore right now, actually.
So you guys, I have barely a sense of smell. I'm not sure what happened. It was years and years
It's not
and years
Corona.
ago. No, it has nothing to do with Corona. This is like years and years. It was overuse of Afrin in high elevations. I mean, yes, I was using Afrin, but it wasn't for any recreational use or anything. It was like really, because I was in high altitudes.
Yeah.
But really, really messed up my sense of smell.
You weren't like doing coke.
No, it wasn't that.
All right.
That was the week before. No, I'm just kidding. No, not at all. Drugs aren't my thing. But that's not even a but.
Anymore.
No, you got me. No, other than my actual, I got my medicinal eye drops for my eyes now.
Yeah, you're like a white witch now, so you're like all about essential oils.
Oh. You should see, my essential oils outgrew the case that they were in, so I just bought a new one.
You're not like snorting that shit, are you?
I can have like a suitcase full of essential oils at this point.
All right.
I'm only like 12 away
So anyways,
from
where
having
were
the
you?
whole collection. Oh, I was upstairs in this townhouse here, and he walks and he's like, apologies in advance, I smell like a French whore. And I get to the top of the stairs, and it's 12 steps down to the bottom, and I was like, oh my God, I can smell you from here.
Yeah, and here's somebody with no sense of smell.
Barely, yeah. I want to say none, but like it's pretty weak. So it's
Thank you, Donald Wilkins.
Yeah, that would
My
be
good friend.
Compliments of Donald Wilkins.
Who was spraying me with our bartender's cologne while I was sitting at the bar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I didn't know it because he was like spraying me in the back.
Wow. Do you not have a sense of smell either, or what? What you?
Well,
got
no,
going on?
I totally got a sense of smell. I'm like,
What is that?
what the fuck is that? I mean,
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we got another announcement here. So
Yep.
David says that Justin Williams is on a tear at 311 running Hendron Power.
well, you know he is because he got tore down a couple weeks ago and was found 100% legal, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And we put it back together, and
Here we go.
Justin's a badass.
Wow. Honestly, I didn't know that there was. I haven't gotten an update on 311.
So anybody at 311,
Yeah.
like, if you want to know the secret, just call me. We'll hook you up.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Justin might not like it because maybe you'll have some competition then, but
Well, wow. Am I going to know the secret at the end of this?
no.
God.
No, it's like one of them things where I'm like self-promote and be like, hey, if you want the hookup, give me money, we're good to go.
Well then. Wow.
Part of it's carburetor, but
Okay. Oh, so that means it's going to be stuff I don't understand anyway.
Yes.
Okay. He's not hiding anything from me. He's all like, yeah, we're rejetting the carburetor. Like,
no, it's not. No,
or
it's like
whatever it is they're doing with a carburetor, it's going to be completely outside of my frame of being able to do anything.
no, but
with
Justin's
it.
a hell of a race car driver and like a good dude,
Yeah.
and I'm
This whole
joking. I'm
family.
joking, obviously. So
Are you though? Is it?
I'm kind of joking, but kind of not joking. But I mean, he's a badass dude, and he's a hell of a racer. Got a hell of a race car. Good program. I mean, so
Yeah, Soul Family.
Yep.
Great. Yeah, we got to hang out with them a little bit last year at Virginia Motor.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
In that number 4 spot.
Where he won the track championship last year with
Oh,
our engine.
well, and he got into the lucky spot too because it was tearing down the top 3 completely to the ground, and he finished 4th. So you didn't have to worry about like getting his stuff rebuilt.
Right,
He had to load up and go home.
We were like joking about it after the race. He's like, "Oh man, I'm so glad I finished 4th rather than 3rd now." That turned into a total shit show, and we were done when the sun came up, basically.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. It really was. Okay, finally the computer.
Your
and
computer
the
actually
Facebook
works.
and all of that. Yeah, I mean that's an ongoing thing. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I'll tell
you
you
and that
that. That's
computer.
an ongoing thing.
I want to get a new one.
Well, no, I just got this one formatted, so it's just because it was doing some update or something. I just don't use it every day. This is a laptop. I use a desktop upstairs. Yeah,
Well,
2 of
you know.
them. I got 2 of these because I love.
Send that
equipment.
one home with Tori and have her updated every night. Now we don't have to go through that shit every Sunday.
Yeah, well, I could also do that on I could make it part of the weekly deal. Yeah, where I get it already earlier.
I mean, our kids might need it to be educated this year.
Well,
Because, you know, let's go back to politics now.
Oh, are we
Apparently,
gonna go
like,
there?
we're not, you know.
Well, I'll tell you
Kids
what.
can't go to school because Corona.
Yeah. So we actually have a political issue. You and I are both on the same page on.
Oh, we're actively involved in this because I'm like, this pisses me off.
We're talking about last night, right?
Correct.
So we learned that our Greenbelt here has just revised their sign to say no weapons allowed except for concealed carry. Now, I didn't even know it had no weapons allowed before
Right.
because I didn't pay attention to the sign. So that is not make me happy because there are parts of this trail that are really woody. And, you know, why don't we just go ahead and throw up a sign that says rapists welcome? That's, you know.
Essentially, it's state of North Carolina is like an open carry state.
Yeah.
So you can open carry anywhere in the state. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, don't go to the bank and open carry or, you know, whatever.
I don't know, but you can wear a mask
But,
there now.
yeah, you can wear a mask at the bank.
You just can't go inside.
But don't open carry.
Yeah. That would.
So, like, essentially, they banned open carry on their quote unquote, what is it, green belt or whatever they call it?
Yeah. Green belt.
Which is like a.
Everybody knows what a green belt or greenway is.
Well, it's essentially
Walking
like
trail.
14, 15 mile trail where you can walk through, like, all the way through town, and like it goes in the woods and it's like in the center of the town and shit like that. And yeah, you can't open carry there anymore.
No, so what I'm gonna do.
So my question was, who does, if a woman is attacked because she can't open carry, who does she sue?
Yeah. Because I'll tell you what,
The county, the state.
I don't know. I'm going home with a commissioner's house or something.
It's
if
certainly
I get
not.
assaulted.
It's certainly against everybody's Second Amendment rights. So.
Well, that's what I said. Is that I don't appreciate my rights being my Second Amendment rights to be infringed upon.
Correct.
When, you know, especially to put up a sign. Now, whether I decide to carry or not, that's up to me. But now, if it's against the rules to carry, now of course they're going to come back and say, well, hey, it's okay if you've got it concealed. So guess what? I was looking up.
Now, the one thing I can say.
You didn't answer my question.
What?
Guess what I was looking at?
What?
How the class to get concealed carry.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to get a class for concealed carry just so I can flaunt my open carry Glock 43.
Well, no, I mean, the one thing I can say about, like, where we live is, like, honestly, okay, the sign says that, but here's what's going to happen. Like, if you're Kate and you're, like, strolling down through the frickin', walking your cat down through the damn greenbelt.
I've done that.
Yeah, she has.
With a leash.
With a leash and a collar. But anyways, if you're, like, walking your cat down through the greenbelt and some rapey asshole jumps out of the woods, and even though you don't have a concealed carry, but you've got, like, in your pocket or in your purse, and you pull your gun out, which is technically illegal, but you pull your gun out and you blow that son of a bitch away, you're going to be hard-pressed to be convicted.
I don't know. He's going to the morgue. I'm going to jail.
He's going to the morgue.
So, I mean, I don't
well,
want to shoot people.
No, he's going to the morgue. You're going to go to jail for, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're going to, like, I mean, nobody's going to convict you around here of that. You know why? Because that whole be judged by a
jury of your peers?
Jury of 12 rather than carried by 6. I mean, that kind of thing. And, like, most people that you're going to have on the jury are going to probably be women. So, if you got a lawyer worth of shit. So,
I mean, honestly, not everybody's going to have a sister or a cousin, but everybody has a mother.
Correct.
So I think you asked the question, hey, if this was your mom, what would you rather have her dead and bleeding on the side of the trail while somebody gets away?
Right.
Or would you rather have her defend herself?
Now, if you're allowed to open carry, is that not a deterrent?
That's what I think.
So there's the argument.
That's my argument. Is if I'm open carrying, like, oh, look, hey, wow, not a fish in a barrel. Okay.
I'm a rapey redneck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, like, pick the girl who has the gun. I'm going to pick the one that doesn't have the gun.
Right. Right. You know, or if I come upon where there's, you know, where I see someone assaulted, I think having that deterrent, you know, if I say, oh, hey, stop, please stop, you know, like, I mean, what am I going to do? Yeah. But if I pull out a gun and be like, hey, you need to go now.
Right.
That's a whole different deal. Not that I don't want to be law enforcement. I don't want to ever use my gun.
No.
Other than
Nobody
target
does.
Other than target practice. So I'm not trying to say go
shoot people randomly.
And
like in Chicago.
alrighty, so here we're getting a little bit of feedback on that. So David says that sign is illegal. It is your right to carry.
Correct.
Amen, David. I'm with you on that. Let's see. Jay says I have my LTC. I'm assuming that's a concealed carry. I don't know what that exactly means. And Gary says if I'm on
License
the jury,
to carry.
License to carry. Okay.
Yeah.
Gary says if he's on the jury, I will walk.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Look, we, even though they come up with this stupid shit, we're still in Rutherford County, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And
as in, we're not in California.
Honestly, as douchey as the DA is here, he's still not going to bring charges against you. Guarantee it. So basically concealed carry, even though it's not legal.
I don't want to concealed carry. I want to own that. I want to be like, it's right here.
Friggin' own it.
Yeah.
Go walk down there tomorrow, get arrested, and then take the shit to the Supreme Court. Because some douchebag lawyer is going to take your damn case and take it all the way to the Supreme Court. So,
I think, I can only guess. I mean, why would you do this? The only thing I can guess is the Karens.
Well, it's the Karens. That's the problem.
That's it.
And there is a rampant rampage of fucking Karens right now.
None of them are on our show. So I feel like this is a Karen-free zone.
No, there's so many Karens out there.
They're
bitching about everything.
Everything. With no solutions.
And Kevins. There's like a rampage of
Kevin
Kevins.
is now the male version of Karen. We've really struggled whether it was going to be like Kyle or Carl. But we've landed on
Ken or Kevin. Yeah, I've landed on Kevin.
Kevin.
Now.
It's Kevin. It's Kevin. We actually know a couple of Kevins. So yeah, there's that. Let's see if there's any other questions. I mean, feel free to drop them in here. But yeah, we were going all to hell. It's time for me to make another drink. Should I maybe do a drink demonstration?
You could. You can take the phone with you?
No, I'm just going to bring all the stuff over here. Because it's a process.
Well, I'm going to go smoke.
Oh.
So.
Well.
You go get your shit to make your drink.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to grab my stuff to make my drink.
We can actually see the whole process now.
Mm-hmm.
But I can actually see the questions. So if anybody has any questions, just ask. I'll pretty much answer anything, I guess.
What's your favorite color, Steve?
My favorite color is blue.
Blue.
That was pretty lame. And we're losing viewers as Damn, Kate, you're like the one that's keeping all the viewers here.
I don't think so.
You are.
It's you.
It's like your red lipstick and eyelashes and eye hole thing.
I got that going on. All right, so I'm going to need a little help here. So I'm going to give you my ingredients here for we're making a chelada, is what we're making.
This is actually pretty good.
Yep, so I'm starting with a glass, which I already had one in, so it's totally fine.
You got no ice left.
It's fine. It doesn't even need ice. I don't know even why I put ice in. I have a citrus squeezer right here and half a lime. So I'm putting my lime in here.
I'm totally smoking while you're doing this.
Well, then I need you to hold this though.
No, you don't.
Okay. Well, anyway, I can make it, but I can't show it at the same time. So then, okay, I do not have the hand strength to do that from that far, so I need both hands, and I'm going to squeeze that lime into my glass. All right, next up, here we go. Okay, next ingredient is, I forgot one ingredient. Okay, I like the Valentina hot sauce, but we'll get that in a second when Steve comes back. But we're also going to have some Worcestershire right here. We're going to put some Worcestershire on here. Yeah, and I see that Brad's got here late, but that's okay. We're doing a drink mixing class here right this minute, because you never know what happens on Unsealed. So far we have lime juice, we have Worcestershire. Now we're going to add some soy sauce right here. Little squirt of soy sauce in here. I do have to get the hot sauce. I'll get that in just a minute. And then Clamato juice. And so Clamato, I'll fill this about halfway up with Clamato juice. And then when Steve comes back, we'll fill up the rest of it with beer. And that will be a chilada. So that's, and then just mix it together. So really simple. I like mine with Bud Light since I'm like American and a little bit of basic sometimes. So that's how we go there. Okay. It's drink time. And Steve's just being basic and drinking Bud Light. I don't know if he's drinking Bud Light or Ultra. We can find out when he gets back here. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Hey, Steve, go ahead and open up the curtain. I don't know why you're way the hell over there.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm smoking a cigarette.
You don't have to be behind the curtain. Open this up so we can talk at the same time.
All right.
Okay, so Brad says, hey, he got here late, but I enjoy this every week. Just wish we could hear the unfiltered version of Steve Hendren. Yeah.
Come to PRI in December.
Yeah. Otherwise, like, Facebook we get dinged with all of his swearing because sometimes
I mean, Facebook to me is a joke. So I take it as none of it to me is serious. So like subscribe or not subscribe. I friend me, and you'll see like my semi-real self, I guess.
Well, you're real on here. You just don't.
Well, I'm real here, yeah.
Well, sometimes though, I can't even understand what you're saying between all of the F words. So it's the effing, FF, and the effing, FF, and I'm like, dude, I have to try to translate out the F words in the sentence in order to even understand what you're saying sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like challenging to your assistant.
You are challenging. You're just challenging in general.
No, but I mean, literally, it's like, I don't. It's like how I talk, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's how you talk 8 beers in.
Well, no, it's how I talk normally.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, bet you try to. Anyway.
I don't try to. Like,
yeah.
Just is what it is.
Okay.
No. Come to PRI in December. We'll hang out. You'll see me.
Yeah, and hear you.
Well, probably so.
And effing hear you.
Yeah.
Because you'll effing speak out. Am I right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay. Actually, there's a question for you when you come back.
It's alright, I'm right here.
Okay. So, Gary asks, how would a 602 work for a street engine?
Honestly, I have an answer to that. Because a good friend of mine years ago, he was looking for an engine for his S10 pickup truck. And I took a 602 and a 604 and kind of like made a hybrid deal. And it ran really well. I mean, it was like a really good engine. And he was like so impressed. I mean, it was like, he was just like completely excited. Because essentially what we did was I took a 602 bottom end and put a 604 heads on it. And he was, yeah, they work great, actually. Because, they are essentially dump truck motors, so.
They're not dump truck motors, but the 602s are a small block Chevy. I mean, they're a 350 small block Chevy is what they are.
Well, it's a Vortec head engine, so.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we took the 604 heads. He wanted aluminum heads, so I, took the 604 heads and put on his 602 bottom end.
Yeah.
Yeah, ran great. Changed the oil pan. Ran
Okay.
great. Yeah.
Great. So that with the 604 oil pan, that's going to be a shallower oil.
No, we took a stock oil pan rather than a 602 oil pan.
Okay.
And put on the bottom end, and then I put the 604 top end together for him.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, he was all excited.
Yeah. Well, it'll fit. If anything that's set up for a small block Chevy, the engine will fit, correct?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm asking questions. If you guys have any more questions about that, feel free to drop them in. Are you coming back?
I am.
Or are you running away?
No, I'm like...
For anybody just listening, he was outside. Will you fill that up with beer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right side. Because I like my chiladas with Bud Light.
That keg's about to blow, by the way.
Yeah, I kind of got a feeling because it was being a little on the sketchy side. You grab that spoon, too. A spoon. It doesn't matter which one. There we go. So I have a spoon. I'm going to mix up my drink here. And there we go. So it's a happy day.
There you go. Happy day.
Happy days are here again. And of course, are you drinking Bud Light or Ultra today?
Ultra.
Ultra. Yep. Yeah, good deal.
Yep, basic bitch.
Yeah. Let's see, I'm trying to think if we have any new products this week. We should have some new stuff coming up here pretty soon.
You're like stocking a lot of stuff here recently.
I am, because I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think we're gonna have supply chain issues on the other end of this, and I'm trying to be as,
well, we already
as
have.
prepared.
We already are right now. I'm having issues with like complete combinations, like getting product. So.
Well, I currently can't get wheels. I can't get fuel pumps. I can't get. There's a lot of stuff that I have on order that I haven't gotten yet, and it's a supply chain thing. And normally this time of year I'd be kind of leaning down a little bit, to be perfectly honest. I mean, this
is like the slow time of year. I mean, I'm looking for the next job to come through the door normally. So.
Well, and it's not that bad for me. Usually it's October 1st that my business falls off a cliff, but right now, I mean, if you've got $100 in your pocket, that's not going to do you any good. What you need is a fuel pump.
Right.
So what I'm trying to do right now is to be as prepared as possible. I mean, clearly I can't take over the entire shop or, completely break the bank. But my plan is.
And for those who don't know, I mean, we ship for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's coming from Crate Insider.
Yeah.
And not being drop shipped, we ship for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so all of this gets stored in your shop.
Yeah, correct.
So whether it's headers or wheels, looking at probably bringing in some helmets, because that's been an issue in the past. Yeah. So looking at bringing in some helmets. Yeah. Pretty excited about that. There's the new regulations are coming out for helmets.
And you're going to be like doing Bell. So Bell's the best helmet ever made. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm planning on being prepared as I can be. I mean, there's going to be a limitation on how much space we have and what I can get and when I can get it. But I'm going to do my best to be as prepared as possible.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I'm going to try. That's all I can do, and be ahead of the curve as much as I can. All right, so Gary asked if I got my hot sauce. Yes, I did, and the hot sauce I'm using for my chilada is a Valentina.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
It is, because I'm not really.
And it's not hot.
It's not. It's pretty mild. Actually, I had some eggs today, and I had it on my eggs.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I like it. Yeah. So it's not too spicy. It's just right.
It's like way better than that Texas Pete crap. So.
Yeah, that's more like straight up salt and heat, but and not even heat. It's not even that
hot. It's not even hot. It just tastes like vinegar.
Yeah, that's a really good way to describe it. Whereas the Valentina is a Mexican hot sauce. I think it's Mexican, isn't it? I mean, we get it at the Mexican restaurant. Yeah, it says Mexican hot sauce.
Yeah.
So who knows where it's made here. This is imported by Import and Export Incorporated. Well, that's
there you go.
Boy, that tells you a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nah, but this is from Guadalajara, made in Mexico.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and so I like it. I like it. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I mean, what do you got coming up this week?
Work.
Yeah.
More work. I mean, we've got I got a bunch of 525s coming up, and Brandon Overton just bought an engine and sent to me, and we're doing one for him and his brother Cody, because Brandon's going to drive it sometimes and Cody's going to drive it sometimes. So we got that coming up, and we're going to send one to Kenny Monahan down in Florida on Monday. It's already done, ready to go. So it's kind of...
Yeah, the bad news on 602s.
Yeah.
They are currently on back order.
Till August 28th.
Yep. So
But you're going to have one come in.
Yeah.
But did you already sell it?
I have two, and one's sold and one's coming in. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got one on this way to me, which is already sold, and I got another one that's on its way to me. And that one's not sold yet, so if you need a 602, it's a really good time to get that going on.
Yeah, if you need a 602 right now, you better get one from her, because they're done till August 28th.
Yeah, because I asked, and I think you asked another dealership if they had any too, and they were out, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean,
yes,
Tim Bland,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Tim's out. He can't get any. So.
But on the good news front, valve springs have been hard to get, and they still are hard to get. But I have some beehives and some match springs, and I need to update the website. I'll do that either tonight or in the morning, probably in the morning, and we will have some valve springs, 604 valve springs. That's been a struggle. Definitely been a struggle. So we're getting that. Again, I mean, try to order this stuff in advance. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, GM right now is like kind of in a weird, I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but
it's not about thinking. It's about trying to get their...
No, but whoever's running that whole thing right now needs to be replaced because they're running out of shit that they should not be running out of. Number one, engines. Number two, parts. So
honestly, I mean, you have to look at coronavirus for that too, though. Because their parts are made all over the world.
They had 2 months sitting on their ass doing nothing, and they should have been doing something, in my opinion.
If they could, in certain countries.
Yeah, well.
I mean, like, look at our friends over at MPI.
Well, considering they moved all production back to the United States, there should not be no 602s available.
Production, yes, but parts, no.
I don't know. I just think that somebody at the top failed.
Well, that's like me telling you, well, then I think people should be able to order an engine from you and get it in 2 days.
No,
and why?
No, I mean, that's, I'm not GM. I'm a one-man band. So, you got GM, who's like an international company, and they can't, like, get shit on the shelf. So, no. Whoever's running GM Performance or Chevrolet Performance, maybe look...
Purchasing.
Maybe look towards a new person.
But Karen's probably working from home, so...
Well,
stop.
I think it is a Karen who's actually running it, so...
Yeah, I don't really know.
That's what I've heard.
Wow. And Danny says, hey, how goes it East Coast? Doing good here, West Coast. West Coast Danny.
Yep.
So great. Do you have anything else?
No.
Any parting words of wisdom for anyone?
No, not really.
Theme of the week or anything?
No.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do a top 5 this week. I mean...
No.
Maybe next week?
I don't know. We're always open to suggestions. I might even have a special guest on Tuesday. Do not spoil my surprise.
Who is it?
Well, that would spoil my surprise.
Well,
if they well, I don't know if they'll be here for or not. I don't want to promise things that I can't.
Who could it be?
I was just saying I will possibly have a special guest on Top 5 Tuesday. I had Alex as a special guest.
Initials?
No.
What?
You wouldn't tell me your 311 secret, so I'm not telling you about my special guest.
Secret?
I don't know. Something about a carburetor. And
oh.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. So another fun week where we withhold information from one another.
Yeah.
No, I'm teasing you. But no, I'm hoping there's a special guest, but you just never know if things are going to work out or not. And if they do, then I'll have a special guest on Top 5 Tuesday.
It's not going to be like Wesley Outlander, is it?
No, but I talked to Wesley, and I'm building Wesley a new website for his CRN.
Nice.
I just have to...
Good for him.
Yeah. I just have a hard time sitting in front of a computer these days until my eyes heal for long periods of time. Alrighty.
Special guest. Damn.
Yeah. Tori says, I'll give you a hint. I don't know him. There's a whole other story.
Big shock.
Yeah. No, it's a big story. Anyway, let's go and wrap it up. I want to thank you all for being here and being part of the show. And if you're watching us live and you want to catch the replay, it'll be up. The video will be up tomorrow on YouTube, or you can listen to it on our RacingInsidersPodcast.com. It's where we repost all of our episodes of Unsealed, as well as some other interviews. And there's some compilations that I need to put together for the Racing Insiders podcast. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the show, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Don't have any other plans, do we? Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
I don't know. Our plan is to be on Unsealed.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, probably not. We're probably good. Yep.
Yep.
So.
Alrighty. And somebody says, "Are you selling the couch, and how much for the couch?" I'm not selling the couch.
Which couch?
Ray said you guys were selling a couch. I don't know what anything this is. I don't know anything about a couch.
I don't know about a couch. No. I
know nothing. Really don't know anything about that. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you next week. I'll be back on Tuesday.
Later.
See ya.